Hey, what's going on, everyone? How you doing today? My name is Matt Jarbo. Welcome to $3 Theater, and of course, we're going to be talking about Star Wars and Daisy Ridley and the critical. Well, when I say critical, I mean the fan response to Star Wars: The Last Jedi. This is a movie that will be contested, I believe, until the end of time, or at least until this current generation that is alive eventually dies out to only to be relegated to history books when it comes to dealing with the Star Wars franchise or the fandom. People, 100 years from now probably aren't going to be saying, The Last Jedi was a cinematic masterpiece. No, The Last Jedi was garbage. No one's going to care. By that point in time, movies will beam directly into your cerebral cortex, and you know what? I think that's going to be okay. But anyway, when it comes to The Last Jedi itself, and it comes to the criticism of The Last Jedi, there is a surprising new voice coming out and saying that it's okay to not like it, and that is Daisy Ridley herself, saying here Daisy Ridley thinks Star Wars: The Last Jedi backlash was fair. I mean, she clearly isn't Rian Johnson, who equates any and all dislike of The Last Jedi to just trolling, or anyone in the left-leaning blogosphere that says the exact same thing. This is the star, the quintessential star, the lead of this new trilogy, coming out and saying, yes, it's fair to criticize it. She has spoken out about the backlash, saying that she'll reprise her role in Rey in the forthcoming third and final film, even saying that she doesn't know if she'll be back after that at all. She did say that, she says, she reveals now, she thinks that the fan backlash to The Last Jedi, which saw fans grant the movie a dismal Rotten Tomatoes score, as well as compile a 46-minute cut removing the film's women, as fair. Now, that is absolute deceptive commentary right there by Digital Spy. Who wrote this article? Here? Here's my question. Louise McCresh. Okay, Louise, you are outright absolutely this is so deceptive at this point, because essentially saying this 46-minute cut removing the film's women is fair. She wasn't referring to the no female cut of the movie. I think it's ridiculous. Yeah, because she even finishes up here by saying, presumably she isn't talking about the female free cut. Well, so then you added that in for what purpose? To further delineate criticism of the film? What are you, controlled opposition paid by Disney, Louise? I mean, obviously that's not true. You work for Digital Spy, an outlet that not a lot of people pay attention to, but today we are. Now, when asked about if she was surprised about the film's lukewarm audience reception, Daisy Ridley did say that I wasn't surprised. No, it's just a different thing. Everyone's going to have an opinion now anyway on the incident, but I also think that it's fair. Which it is fair to not like the movie. It's okay to not like it. And again, just what's this right here? Oh, what's been added in? Oh, a men's activist makes a 46-minute cut of the film. They're really playing that up for clicks here. How bad is your traffic this month, Digital Spy, that you have to sit there and try to lump in one idiot's recutting of the movie as a way to really kind of get at this, or to just diminish from what Daisy Ridley, the star of the movie, is saying? Ooh, way to silence a woman's voice there, or take away her agency, Louise. What kind of writer are you? Now, Daisy did add on here by saying, if we hold something incredibly dear and think they know how it should be, and it's not like that, it's fair for people to think that they were done wrong, which is fair. It is very fair to say. She goes on to say here that it doesn't mean they were ultimately. Ryan's a filmmaker, and one person can't dictate how a film is supposed to be, but freedom of expression, sure. So she may not agree with the backlash to The Last Jedi. She may not agree with any of it, but she does agree that it's fair to criticize it, that it's fair to criticize something that only you can experience in your own particular way. Now, she does try to, clean it up a little bit here, but she's like, I'm not saying that they were done wrong or anything else. That's just their opinion. But Ryan's a filmmaker, and no one person can dictate how a film is supposed to be outside of that director. Really? I mean, Hollywood has a lot of movies that are made by committee, but if the movie fails, it's all on the director's part. And then that's really about it in the article. That's all she really says. But okay, fine. Like that's great. That's fantastic. You have to give Daisy Ridley props for coming out and at least saying, look, this is fair to criticize this movie. It's fair to not like this movie. It's fair for all of these reasons. And I think that is clearly for the best. And I applaud her for taking a stance that you can dislike the movie. Some people might sit there and go, oh, but Daisy, you're giving me permission to not like it. No, she's not giving anyone permission to like or dislike something. She's simply pointing out that that's their opinion. And that's it. That's all it really boils down to. Like I said, this movie is one that will be heavily criticized for quite some time. In fact, the criticism, they might die down provided The Rise of Skywalker is as good as it's being hyped up to being, considering that Kerry Russell is saying that she cried reading the script. Daisy Ridley calls it a very emotional film, and she's very happy to be a part of it. She's very glad that JJ's back and that JJ is bringing his all to this movie. They're hyping this thing up in order to basically, well, do away with the stank that comes from The Last Jedi. And I am going to be really curious to see what's going to happen to parts of the fandom. And when I say that, I do mean the fandom menace. If The Rise of Skywalker is good, or maybe not even good, but better than the previous film, even better than Solo, which I think in many people's eyes probably won't be that difficult to do. And again, I love that movie, so I'll be fair, like it wasn't the best thing ever, but as long as it's better than Solo, which is a low bar, and better than The Last Jedi, which quite frankly, in the eyes of the fandom menace or other people that are critical of the film, is a much lower bar than Solo, it won't be hard to really appease them, provided that certain elements are hit, certain boxes are ticked. And it does kind of feel that when it comes to fan service, there is no better person in Hollywood right now than J.J. Abrams. So I'm very curious to see where things are going to go with that when it finally gets to that particular point, when we see it come December. I don't know the date in December. I just really don't. But those are just my thoughts. I'm curious to know what you guys think. So I definitely want you guys to write it out in the comment section. If you made it this far, type in Jedi so I know. And if you really want to help out, come over to patreon.com/Matt Jarbo. This is going to help me get to San Diego Comic-Con in a couple of weeks, help me keep producing content. I'd love to be able to do a daily show where instead of just putting out the individual clips, it's just one show, which then allows me the opportunity to focus on more of a deep dive or longer running commentary or some other show ideas I'd like to try out, which would be great if you guys want to get in on that as well. Again, no pressure, no worries, just something if you want to do. And so that being said, please thumbs up the video, subscribe if you're new, and check back often for more content from me. I will talk to you guys later. Have yourself a great day, and peace out.